What's up?
YouTube family?
All right, YouTube. Well, we are back with another Matt Walsh.
Yes.
Walsh.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talking
Matt.
like me now.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Lazy with your words, huh?
What?
I know I'm lazy with mine.
Whatever. Sometimes it gets like that. Long day at work.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm rubbing off on you. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. We've been together long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have Matt Walsh, and he is doing his MID A-hole. Sweet Baby Gang edition. Sweet Baby Jesus.
Yeah, man. Let's see what Matt Walsh got going on.
Oh, God in heaven. Let's see.
It's now our time for our Am I the A-hole moral quandaries, which are always interesting. Now, last week when I announced that we're doing the members block this way, and I said that there's the Reddit forum of Am I the A-hole questions, which we can still harvest from and use. But then I also invited the audience to submit their own Am I the A-hole situations, and I have to say that I am impressed. It seems that the audience knew the assignment, so we have some good ones here, and these are all audience submitted. And we'll start. This is from Tim. It says, "Hi, sweet daddy. Today was my wife's dad's side of the family's Christmas gathering. The plan was to eat lunch and exchange gifts. My wife has a stepsister who's a double dinkwad, dual income, no kids with 2 dogs. She's a double dinkwad, and brought her dogs to the party. My first question is, did you tell your sister-in-law that that's what she is, that she's a dinkwad? Hey, dinkwad, what's up? That's it's not an insult. It's like that's what she is. That's her tribe." He says, "I have 2 kids, ages 3 and 1. From the moment we walked in the door, the dogs were all over my small children. They were in their faces, sniffing them, licking them, bothering them. In response, my kids just wanted to be held by my wife and I away from the dogs. After some time, we finally asked the stepsister to please put the dogs in the basement until we left. She refused, saying that they were her kids and that we should let her dogs sniff and lick our toddler children until they lose interest.
It's kind of like a common sense thing. You always know those people that's going to do something stupid in the family. And what I mean by that is that if
driving no gas in
you know she's going to bring her dogs, that is something that she may do. So you kind of like say, hey, look, can you leave the dogs at the house this year? You know what I'm saying? We kind of want to, not do the dogs. If you do
just
bring
humans,
them, we leave the dogs in the house.
Yeah.
And if she say, well, my dogs are my kids, then you guys have a Merry Christmas at the house. Because if it was me, I would have stopped that at the front door. I said, look, we told you not to bring these dogs, man. You still brought them. They can't go in the backyard. And you know what? No, they can't go in the backyard because people may be out there, conversating out there. So they can't go in the backyard. You need to take them to the house.
Yeah.
It just, these things should be handled before time. You know your family members. You know
these people,
man. She's saying already that these are like her babies or something. She gonna bring the doggone dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's I love dogs, but come on, man.
But yeah,
come on. You go into somebody else's house now. If I'm at your house, then I can't say anything about it. You hold something that year, and I understand that you're gonna have dogs. Your dog's gonna be there, so I prepare.
I need to kind of I
prepare for it. Okay, now I gotta go out these regular behind dogs. I know they're sniffing and kissing butt, because you got some dogs that come straight up to you. My uncle had a dog, right? The dog comes straight up to you and put his face in your doggone in your area, crouch, man, and go to my wife, put his face in her butt, right in the butt, man. I'm like, hey, get your dog, man. I got kind of jealous a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I said, man, this he know what he doing, man. He know what he doing. So, and there was a big doggone bulldog. Yeah. But that's all I gotta see about that.
Okay.
My wife's stepmother agreed, adding that it's not that big of a deal and scolding me for being in a bad mood.
Oh, wow.
I said to the stepsister that her dogs are animals, not her children, and do not hold a superior position to my actual real-life human children. My wife burst into tears as everyone started yelling. It got so bad that we just decided to leave. I've had family drama before, but never over something so remarkably stupid. Now we're trying to figure out what to do. I'm considering telling the stepmom, who we see frequently and took the side of the stepsister, who we rarely see, that she can't see our kids until she apologizes to us and our children for prioritizing the dogs over our own children. The stepmom has a history of trash talking, making comments, being judgmental towards my wife and I. So the situation is more along the lines of straw breaking the camel's back rather than a first offense. Are you the a-hole?
That's the thing, man.
Wow.
You can't. I get where he's saying that you're putting these dogs over human beings.
But that's the
you have to
that's the straw that
understand
broke the camel back.
Some people see their dogs as their kids.
But it's other things that the stepmom has done.
Yes,
and it's like now she's like taking the stepsister's side in this whole thing.
You can't say that, and I get it. They say, hey, the humans come first. But man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Some people really love their dogs to a point they think this is my baby. You know what I'm saying? So just like you see your child as your baby, because the sister can't have kids. You never know. You don't know the whole. Okay. I'm not making an excuse. You don't know the whole full background,
right?
Shan.
Okay, but listen. That day we went over to their house, to Camden house, and Louis was all in my face. And you like, you let the dog kiss you right in your mouth. I was like, no, I did not let the dog kiss me in my mouth. The dog kept doing crazy stuff. I didn't want a dog kiss me in my mouth. I don't kiss dogs.
What that have to do with what we talking
all
about?
All I'm saying is that dog there or whatever, Louis, he's a sweet little dog or whatever, but that doesn't mean I want him just licking and kissing me all in my mouth if I pick him up.
And I just cleared that earlier. You tell your family member, leave the dog at the house.
Well, we went to his house.
No, I'm talking about, if you go to that person's house, then you have to understand that dog going to be out. You at his home. You at the dog's house now. Now. People don't have their dogs outside anymore. It's like back when I was growing up, we built a dog house. Man, that's what I wanted to do.
Well, we had dog houses.
The dog was chained up to that dog house. He had to go in that house, and that was his home.
But nowadays, they just didn't take the dog outside. Dog was kind of hyper and fresh.
Yeah.
But okay, let's see.
Well, you already know my answer to this. There's no world in which I would tell you that you're the a-hole in this situation. It is entirely on the stepmom, the stepsister, and part of this is setting boundaries, which is something that, there's a certain element of that is always necessary in any marriage. When wife and husband become one, you're forming your own new family. It's a new family unit, and so there's very often this process of drawing lines by setting boundaries with what is now the extended family. Yeah. And it sounds like that's part of what needs to happen here. There's all kinds of boundaries being crossed. I mean, not just bringing the dogs in when they weren't invited, but just the way they responded to it. You have a reasonable request, which is that your kids are upset. They don't want to be like harassed by the dogs.
Mommy, look at doggy.
And the way they respond to that reasonable request on your part, on their part, is, shows, I think, boundaries being crossed. But overall, it's just...
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care who it is. It can be pastor. I don't care who it is. You bring a dog to my house, I don't care who it is. He's not coming in the house. I don't have dogs. So what I'm gonna say to you is, hey, I don't know what you're gonna do with your dog, but he can't come in the house. And you may get offended. If you get offended,
are you the a-hole?
So you're gonna sleep on it between here and 6 months from now. You'll get over it. And you give me a call, we still cool. What's up, man? I like nothing never happened. What's up, big dog? Everything good? Yeah, man, everything good, man. And you be looking at me like, dang, this dude. I like, I've been going for 6 months over this dog thing, and he ain't paying on. It's just like I ain't miss a beat, man. We still cool. But I learned this a long time ago. You can't make nobody respect you, but you can teach them how to respect you. That's part of me teaching you. You come over here, I'm gonna show you. And I tell people before time, I said, man, don't bring your dog. I got a friend that got 2 dogs. He said, man, can you watch my dog? I said, no. I said, take them somewhere. You pay people watch them dogs. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna watch no dogs. Mm-hmm. I got goldfish.
We have not goldfish. We have cichlids.
So I got fish.
And a turtle.
And the thing about the fish is that when I go on vacation somewhere, I got this little thing that I put in there, and it dumps the feed out. Times. Yeah. I ain't gonna babysit my fish. You know what I'm saying? I tell my son he had a doggone turtle in there, so I don't have no attachment to the turtle. That's his turtle. I don't go feed him because sometimes I get an attachment to things. So I say, you feed your turtle. If you gotta get somebody to watch turtle, get somebody to watch turtle. But you want to get one of them things just like I got. That time to turn around and dump the food out.
That bad boy.
If you going on vacation, man.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
Leave him at the house.
Leave your dog home.
As you pointed out, dogs are not people. The comfort of actual people needs to take priority. In some ways, the fact that this was, her house makes this even worse in some ways. Like, I have We have a dog. It surprises people to learn. We also have a cat. You know, neither of these, like, I wanted, but we have them. When we have people in our house, like, if they're not comfortable with the animals, then their comfort takes priority. Okay, I'm very cognizant of that. Like, our cat is a surprisingly friendly cat, and most cats aren't, but this one is like a little bit too friendly. And so maybe we'll have someone in the house and they're sitting down, and the cat will just like jump up on their lap without even asking, invading their personal space. And when I see that, we take the cat. We say, well, if you don't want the cat there, you can kick her off. We'll put her in another room. Sometimes it's a cat person. They say, oh no, I love the cat. I want to pet the cat and all that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not, and we take the cat and bring them out of the room. Yeah. Put her in a room somewhere. You need to prioritize the comfort of people, and you can't assume, if you're a dog owner, a pet owner, that everyone is comfortable having an animal all over them. Yeah. And that should never be a prerequisite. That should never be like something that's required of your house guests. Yeah. You shouldn't require that of them. Like, I've been in these situations myself before, going into someone's house and they've got a dog. The dog's kind of like jumping all over me. It's like, are you going to do? I'm sitting there. Are you guys going to do something about this? Yeah. I'm in your house. I'm visiting. I didn't know I was entering a zoo. Like, I didn't know this was a petting zoo. I wanted to come talk to you. I wanted to have a human-to-human interaction. You see this dog that is, can you do something about this right now? So, you're not the a-hole, not at all. Make the new year all about...
They don't do nothing, the dog.
Yeah.
About to knock you down on the ground. You're like, what? Dude, seriously. Dude. I remember I was throwing recycle, man. And, you know, everyone says their dog don't bite. Anything with teeth bites. So, the dog came running at me. So, I told the lady, get your dog. Get your dog. The dog still running at me trying to bite me. So, you know what I did? I tried to kick him. When he came close, I tried to kick him. I said, listen, you need to get your dog. And I took a swing at him, and tried to kick him again. She said, she's calling the mayor on me. I was in Queens Harbor. I said, do what you do. I said, you need to keep your dog on a leash. I said, your dog ran at me. I said, so I'm going to protect myself. And I was trying to, while I was going to kick him so hard, he going to fly. I was going to make him fly. Boy, I'm telling you.
She call the mayor on you?
Huh? She probably did. I don't care. What you do to me? I was young at the time. I was 20 years old. I ain't gonna do to me, man.
Obviously, you're not gonna let the dog bite you.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Some people think that because their dog's not biting on them, that the dog's not gonna bite no one else. You never know. You never know what a dog gonna do.
You gotta be mindful.
Keep your dog in a room or something. You got guests over. You know, unless you got a lazy dog. You got some dogs that they'll look up, go lay back down. You know, okay, that's the
just leave him right there.
The whole time, the whole party going, the dog still in the same spot and laying down. Like, he dead? Nah, he alive, man. He just lazy, man. That's a cool dog.
Yeah. Not like the Marley and Me dog. Now that one right there, he was a busybody.
The new you with Genucel Skincare. For a limited time, save over 70% off Genucel's most popular package to take care of all your skincare needs. Yeah. Watch those fine lines, forehead wrinkles, sagging jawline, dark marks, skin redness, and even under eye bags disappear. My talent manager, Tessa, uses Genucel under eye treatment to help get rid of the bags under her eyes, and she says it works like a charm. I ask her about it every day, and she tells me, still working. That's the conversation we have in real life. Genucel Skincare can help you turn back the clock and look 5, 10, even 15 years younger.
What?
It's made for both women and men, safe for all skin types, and works for all ages. Genucel promises immediate effects and results that will make you smile or get 100% of your money back. Right now, get Genucel's customer favorite, a deep firming vitamin C serum. It's absolutely free in every most popular package. You can hydrate your skin while restoring your natural, vibrant glow. Visit Genucel.com/Walsh and use code Walsh at checkout. Every order is automatically upgraded to free shipping at Genucel.com/Walsh. Genucel.com/Walsh. From Justin says, my father had an accident when I was 2 years old. This accident damaged his mental capacity. Everything up to said accident he could remember with perfect clarity. Everything after was obliterated by short-term memory failure. My mother could not care for he and I both, so my parents were divorced, and she took care of me growing up, and he ended up at a facility that could take care of him. As you can imagine, it was impossible bonding with a father that couldn't remember anything. My father's side of the family was, and probably still is, irritated at me for not binding or visiting him enough. He died some years ago from cancer. I held this depressing, irresponsible viewpoint till I ended up in rehab at the age of 35. Then a brilliant therapist asked me to write a letter to him, my dead father, of what I missed about him. Well, needless to say, that list ended up being all the things he wasn't there for. this shed some light for me on this issue. But I still want to ask if I am the a-hole if everyone else is who knew my father before his accident, or if no one is. Well, if there's an a-hole in this situation, I mean, I only have the information that you've given me, but what you're telling me is that your mom divorced your dad because he had an accident and suffered a brain injury. Divorced him and then shipped him off to a facility. Really struggling with the till death do us part in sickness and health part of the vows. Yeah. So to me, if there is if you like, an a-hole move in all this, that was it.
You know what, Trip?
But now as it stands,
and sorry to cut it off right there, but I think it's like a lot of people struggle with that part, to death do you part. It's like they forget about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's for better. They understand for better, but when it gets for worse, that's when they like,
it's time
I
to
ain't
go.
sign up for this, man.
Peace.
You know, and what he's saying is that when he started, the dad started going through this situation, mom just left. But yet you're saying that the son is a butthole? You left your own husband. The biggest butthole is the mama. I'm being honest. The biggest butthole in this whole situation is the mom.
That's all I came out like. Why did she just like what?
And I get it, man. I have been. My grandma was suffering with that, you know, and she suffered with Alzheimer's, and it's like, you know, it's like dementia. I'm sorry, but she suffered with that. It's like to see a strong woman go from being so independent. Yeah, my grandma was very independent, to a woman that's, you know, have to depend on somebody, and she come through every now and then, and it was hard on her because she was like, I don't want nobody to have to take care of me. I don't want to be nobody's burden. It was like, Grandma, we're here for you, and then she'll go back out. You know what I'm saying? And it hurted me so much because I was like, man, this, you know, why do my grandma have to go through this? But that's just, sometimes it's part of life, man.
Part of life.
We're going to go through something. That leads me back to say that, sorry to cut you off, but leads me back to say that these are the things that we're going to go. That's why I say for better or worse, it's going to be a time that I'm going to get old. She's going to keep getting younger. And when I get old, she's smiling now, but when I get old, I expect her to love me the same way that she loves me now.
And I do. And
that's what I'm saying. See, I got a smile on her face. I didn't say I got older and she got older. I say, see, a wise man. See, a wise man. Wise. Yeah. But we're gonna get older. And that's the worst part. And I want to say that's the worst part. I think that, you know, with time is history, right? Mm-hmm. And history is memories. Yes. So I can't say it's the worst. And I just think that, you know, we do have times where people get sick, and that's the worst. You know what I'm saying? Because you seeing your loved ones sick, right? You see your loved ones sick, and it's like it's nothing that you can do about it. Yes, you pray, and you praying that God strengthen them. You know, praying that God see them through the cancer. But sometimes they may not get the healer on this side; they get the healer on the other side. That makes sense, and you're gonna miss them. You know what I'm saying? So yes, that's hard.
But leaving in the lowest point.
That's not right. But that's why you got to make sure that person you with really love you, man, because you lose a leg or something, that person gone. You got to start getting bald at the top, person gone. You know, if they marry you just for your money and your features and your, you know what I'm saying, and your abs, because that stuff going to fade away.
Because I don't have no abs. Huh? Because I don't have any abs.
No, I don't have abs either. I'm trying to work on it, though. That's why I'm in that gym, you know. But I'm done talking, baby. I talk too much.
Hands, you know, between you and your dad's family, there is no a-hole. Sometimes there are situations in life that are just terrible, and there is no exact right way to handle it. There's no way to handle it that's going to make it okay or better. It's just terrible. That's all it is. And so you navigate. It's a miserable situation. You navigate the misery as best you can, but you can't feel guilty about it. The other thing, too, is that, you know, I never blame children for a lack of a relationship or a lack of a bond with a parent. That's up to the parent to form that bond. Now, in your dad's case, he had this accident. He was in a facility. He didn't have full, apparently, you know, cognitive capacities. So it's not his fault. And that relieves him of the guilt there. But that doesn't mean the guilt goes back to you. Usually, if a child grows older, you know, it moves out of the house, doesn't really have a bond with the parent, and loses touch with the parent, usually I put the blame on the parent because it was up to you to form that bond. You can't put that responsibility on your child. And if you don't do that when your child is a child, there's a very good chance when they become adults that they're not going to be interested in like being around you. You had your chance to form that bond and you didn't do it. It's on you.
That's very
so it
true.
usually goes to the parent. In a case like this, it's like it's really no one's fault. The guilt and the blame goes to no one. It's just what happened.
It's no one's fault, but
I wouldn't feel any guilt about that. And then
I know he don't want to call it the dude mom's a butthole, but I think that, and I'm gonna take that back. You know, I just think that wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that you got to be in your spouse's corner at all times. And you may say, well, you can say that now. You don't know. I mean, I've been with my wife for 22 years. You know what I'm saying? So it been some times. You know, I mean, I had times like that, but I hope that if anything ever happened, my wife had my back, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I mean, you know, it's no excuse, man. You know, if you love me, love me. If you don't, that's why it's called agape love. You're loving unconditional. Yeah. No conditions on it. But now it's like there's conditions on everything. Hey, if you lose your mind, I can't be there for you. Hey, man, you start getting fat, I can't be there for you. Yeah. Hey, man, if you get broke, I gotta leave you. You know what I'm saying? That's conditions. That's not love. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to marry me as a business, as a business proposition or something, then you need to let me know that in the beginning, okay, hey, look, this is business.
Yeah. If these things happen, I'm out the door.
These things happen, I'm gone. I can't wipe your butt. I can't push you in the wheelchair. And if you lose your mind, you don't know I'm going anyway. And that, hey, that slipped out. But that was supposed to come out. But I'm done. Somebody else probably said that too. They're like, he lost his mind. If the person loses his mind, they don't know you're there, but Lord have mercy.
Like I ain't thinking about that.
On your father's family side, you know, they see the situation differently. They wish that you had a bond, and they're allowed to feel that way. That's perfectly valid as well.
They probably
From Becca says, hey, Matt, am I the a-hole for lying to my entire liberal family about being vaccinated? My mother said she'd refuse to see me or let me see my 98-year-old grandmother. Let's say hypothetically that I made an impressively accurate-looking fake vax card to sell this lie. So I'm a liar and a hypothetical criminal, but am I the a-hole? And also, do I have to come clean with them like my Catholic priest told me to? They will without a doubt disown me and never speak to me again. I certainly would not call you an a-hole. So I'm going to say, no, you're not the a-hole. No one has a right to your medical information.
No, they don't.
That's the way that I look at it. Even your family members. No one has a right to that information. That is private information. You don't have a responsibility to give it to someone. And from, you know, the Catholic priest you spoke to, he's from the perspective of...
They call it hip. Yeah.
HIPAA.
Yeah, so, you know...
You gotta sit there and tell nobody your medical history.
You don't have to say that, man. You know, hey, that's my business.
I got vaccinated.
Did you get vaccinated?
What day?
That's all I asked me. Did you get
What time?
Okay, so why you asking me? Don't worry about what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you can't be around 98. Okay, all right. So you want me to call?
Nosy Nancy.
So now you're saying that I can't be around the family. Do you want me to wear a mask? Come on, man. I mean, come on. Let's keep it real. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
If I'm not vaccinated, you want me not to come around and see my 98 grandmother, grandfather, it's grandfather, right? Or do you want me to put a mask on when I come around? I have no problem working with one another.
Or even keeping the distance.
But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I've been vaccinated just to
make a card. Make a card.
That's going too far, man. You go that far, man.
You know what? My little vaccination card thing, you can't even read no information on the thing. It's just blank. My mama said I should have laminated it the same day I got it, but I didn't laminate it. I didn't follow direction. But I didn't laminate it. There's no proof of it, but I guess that little app thing. But go so far as making a vaccination card thing. Why are you looking for that daggone thing?
I lost my card, man.
But that's good. Make another one.
It's never okay to lie. You told a lie, that's a sin. And I understand that perspective. I tend to look at it a little bit differently. You know, I tend to look at it as like not everyone has the right to a certain truth. There are truths about you that not everyone has a right to. And if they're demanding a truth that they simply don't have the right to, then I think at the very least, your moral guilt in deceiving them is severely mitigated, at the very least. Maybe that's how I would put it, to kind of, thread the philosophical, moral, theological needle here. But your moral guilt is very much mitigated at a minimum because they're demanding information that they simply don't have a right to.
Exactly.
And finally, from Clint. My wife's 40-year-old brother has never grown up, and after years of living on the street and only contacting the family for money, he decided to move back in with his mom because he didn't want to live on the street during the winter. After moving in with his mom, he finally got a job. My wife and I had to take him to and from work for about 8 days until he got fired for cursing out another employee. This guy's a real winner. This guy is a winner. The money he earned was spent on booze, and his mom told him he wasn't allowed to drink at her house. She asked me to come over to his sister because he wouldn't listen, so he cussed me out also. He just got another job and asked my wife to take him to work, which I told her to tell him no, because we are not going out of our way to help him after he cussed me out. Am I the a-hole? Once again, no. So these are, I guess this is 4 people in a row that I've absolved of their a-hole guilt. So this has been a surprisingly encouraging
Way to
segment.
go, Matt.
And I'm going to say, no, you're not the a-hole at all. It's 1,000% the brother. When it comes to family, you should be there to help family. You should be willing to go the extra mile for family because they are family. But at a certain point, you're not helping them by helping them. Sometimes the best help for them is to not help them. Yeah. And this sounds like a guy that, as you said, has never grown up. He's this infantilized, perpetually adolescent 40-year-old. And if he has any hope at the age of 40 of having any kind of...
Hey, I'm 40. What's up with that? Why you couldn't say, like...
He said at the age of 40.
55.
He wasn't making no problem with it.
I know, I'm just playing.
Of like awakening moment and actually growing up, having a very delayed coming of age moment where he has some hope of living a functional, productive life. If there's any hope of that, and there is hope, because 40 is like you're getting old, but it's not. You can change even at the age of 40. But that hope, I think, hinges at this point on tough love. And he's going to have to confront the consequences of his own decisions and his own actions. Yeah. Like people that are perpetually adolescent that never grow up, one of the things that puts them in that state is that they were never forced to deal with the consequences of their actions. They live in this fantasy world where consequence is divorced from action. Yep. And the very definition of tough love oftentimes is to not be that barrier between the consequences of their actions and the action. To step out of the way and say, nope, you're going to have to, I don't like to see this. I wish it didn't have to be this way. But
there's a lot of times we could be a crutch, and not even know it, and we didn't want as hindering them, And sometimes you just got to let some family members go, especially a guy like that, Evidently, he's using the family.
Don't take his time to work.
He feels that, okay, this family thing, I can use it to my advantage. They're going to feel sorry for me because I'm family.
Yeah.
So sometimes...
And I am trying to do good for myself. So, yeah, I'm going to use that. I'm doing better for myself.
I gave that joker some bus passes. And I said, look, man, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you some bus passes. You need to catch
6
a bus
months
to work. You need to catch Uber, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to help you out there because I'm not going to pick you up and take you to work. That's not going to happen.
Obviously, he shouldn't be driving anyway because he keeps buying, alcohol.
Yeah, he probably don't have a license.
Well, that's true.
So he can't drive.
He going to be Ubering or bus passing it.
You are going to have to deal with the consequences of your actions, even if those consequences are quite dire. Mm-hmm. And that means that, like, you end up on the street because you can't even be functional in a job for like a week. That's a consequence of your action. You're going to have to deal with that. Yeah. In this case, you got another job, and now you want a ride to work again, but you're relying on the person that you just disrespected in this way. No, that's a consequence. But you're not going to go help this guy out. Your wife's not going to go help him after he disrespected her husband. Right. Consequence. Figure out another way to work. Walk to work. Take an Uber. Like, figure it out. I tell my kids this. This is something I have to tell my kids. Not like figure out how to get somewhere because they're still young. So it is up to me to bring them someplace if they need to go. But there are very often things in life, like things that are frustrating them, and they need to be able to figure out. So I'd say to them, just you got to figure out. You got to be able to figure this one out. I'm going to step back and let you figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's what you should do here. So you are not the a-hole. He is. Everyone is absolved. You may all go in peace. That'll do it for today. Godspeed.
It's funny how.
Thanks, Matt.
People make their problem your problem. and make you feel guilty about it.
Oh yeah.
But you got to write a letter and say, "Hey, am I wrong?" Because yet you're trying to be a good family member, and it's like, I just don't want to see it, man. Sometimes, man, it is what it is. You want to live in the streets, dude. I want to live in the streets, man. You have a decision. Me done help you numerous times, and you still want to do what you want to do.
Going down the same street.
Still want to lay up in the house. I come home from work. You sit in the house not doing anything. Mm-hmm. That's a problem with me. Day one, it'd have been a problem. I would say, look, dude, either you gonna go. What did you what applications you have put in yet? You put some applications in. Mm-hmm. Look, dude, you need to stay on this job. Because normally, when things start happening, they get upset with with somebody at the job. They'll start talking about it around the house. Mm-hmm. And I can't stand them, man. I said, look, man, you ain't got no. You really don't have no. Just don't. Right now, it is what it is. So you need to make it happen. And that's how I look at that. You need to make this work. Because you got 1 feet in 1 feet in the house and 1 feet out the house. Yep. You lose this job, man, and all this drinking and cussing people out, that's got to stop. Yeah. Today. So you need to lay on it, sleep on it, pray about it, and tomorrow wake up with a better attitude. Go back, get your job, catch your Uber, catch your bus, do what you got to do, and don't cuss nobody else out that's helping you out. Period. Exactly. Just don't cuss nobody out. Mm-hmm. Right now, you don't even have a right to do that. Get your stuff together. Simple as that. That's how you deal with it.
You have lost the privilege of cussing, period.
No, you have no privileges.
Wow.
A lot of times you just don't have no drive.
But just need to know the consequences.
So you probably don't have a license because you don't have a drive. No driving him to go get a license.
No driving him
to get a license. Drive you around everywhere. And pay, 40 years old, want somebody to pay for stuff for him and take him to work. You're a grown behind man. I remember one of my cousins, man, I just pick him up from work, and I had to get up early to go pick him up, and when I get there, I blow the horn, he sleep. And I had to wait on him to get dressed, and I said, look, man, let me explain something to you. I said, I have to get up early in the morning, and I could have just got some sleep myself and went straight to work, but I had to get up early in the morning, come drive out my way to come pick you up, and you want me to blow the horn and wake you up? I said, tomorrow, we're going to see a change. We're going to have a change. I said, when I get there, you need to be on the porch. I said, I'll blow the horn one time, you need to be coming out of that door. I'm going to leave. So I got there, blew the horn one time. Guess what? He didn't come on the porch. You know what I did? I pulled off. He called me. I was at work. I don't know how he got to work, but he got to work mad. And I'm going to tell you like this right here. You want to be Billy Bad when you get there. After lunch, we can throw hands, whatever. That's how I felt when I was younger. You can throw hands and get it over with. Now you got a butt whipping and you late for work.
And you late for work.
Simple as that.
Ain't no how to ride.
Nope. But I guarantee that next day I came to pick him up, he was on the porch. He realized I wasn't playing.
You gotta learn. You have to learn. You
can't make nobody respect you, but you teach them. And that's how you teach them.
The hard way. Not the easy way. The hard way.
All right. Yes. All right, YouTube family. That was a long video, man. That's about 30 minutes, right?
I don't even know, but it was a good one, though. I enjoyed that. I always read the little articles, too, about the Am I the A-hole on my phone. All right. Praise.